The more you can make people feel something, the more memorable your interactions will be. So why not make people feel good? Hello and welcome back to the show. My name is Talya. I'm your host. Welcome back to Glowing. Get comfy, get ready, get settled in, or get up and get moving while you listen to this podcast. It's going to be a good one. Today we're talking about why your energy is the most important thing about you and how you can cultivate your joy to actually change the world. And we're going to be talking about the ripple effect, and I'm going to give you some affirmations that you can use so that joy and positive energy can become your baseline without you suppressing your emotions or feeding into any toxic positivity, okay? So if you're ready, buckle in. Let's go. Your energy is what people notice about you first. Not what you say, not what you look like. It's your energy. And what do I mean by that? I'm talking about your emotions. I'm talking about your mood. I'm talking about how you feel. How you feel is more important than you realize. Memories are created when there's emotions present. So the way that you make people feel matters more than what you say or what you do. When you make people feel something, whether it's positive or negative, you make them feel angry, they're going to remember that. You make them feel upset, they're going to remember that. You make them feel really good and loved and supported, they're going to remember that. And if you want to contribute to this world becoming a better place, you need to be focusing on your own energy and how you're showing up when you're out in the world interacting with people. This is how, through the ripple effect, you contribute to either the world being a better place or the world being a worse place. Okay, so this is why, and I'm such an advocate for this, for focusing on your joy so that you can contribute to this world being a better place. The more you can make people feel something, the more memorable your interactions will be. So why not make people feel good? Right? If people are going to remember you based on how you make them feel, why not make people feel good? No matter what your mood is, you can always shift into the way that you want to feel. And if you want to feel supported, loved, encouraged when you're out in the world, it is your responsibility to also give that to other people. Bring that energy with you everywhere you go. Because what you get is what you give. So I want to teach you how to spread your joy around the world, because you're going to be spreading your energy around whether it's good or whether it's bad. So let's focus on how you can spread positive energy around. Okay? If you're with me, let's go. First, let's talk about the ripple effect. So there is a study that studied the phenomenon called the Maharishi effect. And this study saw that when just 1% of a population got together and practiced a specific type of meditation, the surrounding community was impacted positively. Crime rates went down by an average of 16%. And this conclusion is really cool for many reasons. One of them is that, in my opinion, you can use the principle of this effect to spread positive energy with you wherever you go. The way this works is that when humans get together, we create something that is more powerful and profound than if we were just on our own. So even just 1% of the population getting together with a focused intention had a profound effect on the surrounding community. Now, when you are out in the world and you're interacting with people, those interactions that you have the power to have such a larger effect on the greater human collective than you may even realize. And this is why it's so important to bring that power into the mundane, everyday interactions that you're having with people, because that's where so much positive change can happen. So bringing a positive intention into those interactions, choosing to spread joy, to inspire people, to uplift people, to cultivate your own positive energy that you can then share with people, is a really powerful choice, and one that's going to have a ripple effect out beyond what you can even imagine. I'm going to give you an example about how this works, but I also want to talk about, before we get into that, the neuroscience research about this. And I'll just talk about this briefly because honestly, it's not my thing to dig into the research papers, but if that's your thing, I love that for you and I want to point you in the right direction. So in neuroscience, there's this principle, it's called mirror neurons. Now, mirror neurons are essentially monkey see, monkey do. When you see somebody doing something, your brain fires off the neurons that correspond with that person's movements. So when you're watching a dance performance, your brain is actually firing off the same neurons as if you were dancing too. This is somewhat related, but also kind of tangential. Have you heard that the study about people exercising in their dreams and then actually growing muscle mass in the physical? This is so cool. Now, I don't know if that's really true. Somebody's got to fact check me about that one. But it's that principle that when you see somebody doing something, your brain is automatically picking up on it. And your nervous system is automatically picking up on it through mirror neurons and through how our bodies mirror each other. You can tell if somebody's had a bad day, even if they haven't said anything yet, you can tell, right? You just sense it. Even if you don't have the words for what exactly is going on with this person, your body, your nervous system, your brain is sensing what's going on. And this is why, again, cultivating your energy, paying attention to how you feel and focusing and choosing to feel good so that you can bring that to everybody around you is a really powerful decision. Earlier today, this is my example. Earlier today, I was in the park and I watched a group of people practicing aerial yoga. I think that's what it's called, when there's somebody's laying on the ground and another person, their legs are up, and then another person is doing balances and flips on their legs. It's really cool. It's really fun. I've never done it, but it looks like a lot of fun. You know, when you're a little kid and you do airplane, it's that. Then a few minutes later, there's this little girl practicing her headstands. And I realized that she was inspired by the people who were practicing yoga. But the people who were practicing yoga didn't even notice that this little girl started doing headstands, and they inspired her and impacted her in this way. So this is the ripple effect in full bloom, right? And then there's another layer to it, because this whole interaction I'm watching, and here I am feeling inspired. And now I'm sharing with you this example of the ripple effect so that hopefully you will be inspired. And so these people are just existing. They're just doing their yoga. Then this little girl is just existing. She's just doing her yoga. And through this process, we're having a ripple effect. So whether you realize it or not, you are impacting people when you're out in the world. And you can impact them positively and inspire them and motivate them and uplift them, or you can impact them negatively. I want you to choose and think about how you show up in the world and how you want to show up in the world. It's very simple. I mean, Gandhi really said it best. be the change that you want to see in the world, if you want people to be more loving and kind, and you wish that this world was more loving and kind, guess what? You get to be more loving and kind. It will start with you. And when you do that, you will start to see the effects of your kindness, your love in everybody around you. It's really cool. Oftentimes, it can feel like your baseline is overwhelmed, stressed, anxious, depressed, despair, when that's been a majority of your experience. But I want to offer you a shift in perspective. Your baseline, your natural state is joy. Your natural state is love, is feeling good. And this is not about contributing to toxic positivity or suppressing your emotions and just faking it and put a smile on your face. Those feelings that you have of despair, depression, anxiety, stress, that's real. I'm not suggesting that you ignore that all completely, but I do share tools that you can use to actually get out of feeling stuck in those emotions, so that you can come back to your baseline of joy and strengthen that connection to your joy and actually rewire your patterns, your nervous system patterns and your neurological patterns, from consistently activating those stressed out feelings to consistently activating the joyful, loving feelings. I love this concept of the ripple effect because it makes me really conscious of my mood and my energy and what I'm showing up with anytime I'm showing up anywhere, even if I'm just walking on the beach or going to the grocery store. I never want to be the reason that somebody has a worse day. Now, I can't control that, right? I don't necessarily have the power to control somebody's interpretation of me or opinion about me, or if they just see me and they get a bad vibe. Who knows? But I do know that when I am feeling calm, centered, and joyful, and I'm in my baseline of joy, I can spread that to others very easily because that's just where I am. That's just the state that I'm in. I'm here to encourage you and remind you that you have a lot more power over how you feel than you may realize, than you may be allowing yourself to have right now. So it's not about faking it. It's not about just putting on a smile even when you're in a shitty mood, although smiling does have neurological benefits and actually can trick your brain into thinking that you're happy, into feeling better. So I do encourage you to smile, to change your physiology in order to change how you feel emotionally. That really does work. But I'm not here advocating for you to suppress your emotions or just be toxic positivity. No. So the goal is to strengthen the relationship that you have to joy so that it actually becomes your baseline, if it's not already. Well, I'm telling you that it is your baseline already, but you might just have a different pattern, a neurological pattern that's going into despair instead of into joy. But we can rewire that really quickly. It's through practice. And so when you implement the strategies, the tools that I show you regularly and consistently, you will be teaching yourself, you'll be teaching your brain, you'll be teaching your body how to be in a different way, how to process emotions in a different way, how to actually come back to that baseline. When you make joy your baseline, you see that those times when you feel off become the exception rather than joy being the exception. So I've experienced this myself, and I've experienced it with some of my clients where once you start feeling better more of the time, it can kind of freak you out a little bit, especially if you've gotten used to feeling anxious, being in survival mode, or feeling like crap most of the time. It can be confusing or a little unnerving to experience more joy more of the time and actually feeling calm and actually feeling good. But understand that that's your baseline. That's where you're allowed to be. Feeling stressed, feeling and being in survival mode was never your baseline. It was never who you are. It was just how you learned to cope. So when you are healing that and unlearning that and actually rewiring your system, you're coming back to how you were always meant to feel. And there's so much power in you choosing to focus on feeling good. Because again, it's the ripple effect. When you feel good, you inspire others to feel good too. You naturally open the doorway for others to feel good in your presence, and then take that with them to wherever they're going, to the other people that they're going to interact with. Take on the belief that joy, calm, ease, and peace, feeling loved and supported is your baseline. And that anything else is letting you know that there's something that needs tending to or something's off. Abraham Hicks, and I love this quote, this really shifted my perspective, says that whenever you're feeling a negative emotion, it's because you're thinking a thought or you're believing a belief that is not really who you are. That doesn't really align with who you really are. So anytime you're feeling something off or stressed or overwhelmed, remember that you can shift that by choosing to think a different thought. And it can really be that simple. Asking yourself, what is a better feeling thought right now? Going back to the ripple effect now, because I really want to share this with you. The why. Why it is so important that you choose to focus on feeling good. When you choose to feel good and you commit yourself fully to the process of cultivating and protecting your joy, you will be able to impact people's lives in ways you cannot even imagine. It only takes 1% of a population to affect real change in the surrounding community. When you show up, you can be that 1%. The 2-second interaction that you have with a stranger where you smile and you wave, that is a 1% that has the power to affect lasting change. Remember that choosing to cultivate and focus on your positive feelings is going to have a lasting impact on others around you, even if you only have a few conversations in your day. Because people feel your energy whether you exchange words or not. Their nervous system recognizes it. So even if you're just walking out in the world and you're not even talking to people, really, you're not having these deep, meaningful, inspirational conversations, if all you do is walk past somebody and smile, or just share and walk out with the intention of sharing your joy, leaving little sprinkles of your joy everywhere you go, it's going to have an impact. And I'm here to remind you of the importance of feeling good. When you feel good, it has a direct impact on those around you and those that you don't even know. Think about the example that I shared earlier from this sweet people in the park. I observed the way that they inspired each other, that these yogis inspired this girl to also practice yoga. And because I observed this, they also inspired me. And here I am sitting and inspiring you. So anytime you want to feel good, know that it is up to you to shift yourself out of those patterns of stuck and into your baseline of joy. Sometimes this takes a lot of effort and it's a process. So like anything, the more that you practice, the better you get at it. And eventually it becomes second nature, just like those patterns became second nature, right? The ones of feeling stuck, of despair, of anxiety, of stress. Those ones feel like second nature because you've just been repeating that pattern over and over. But you can choose a different pattern, one that's actually going to be supportive and helpful for you. And you are the only one who has the power to actually shift that for yourself. And you have the choice, the ability. Sometimes you don't know how, and so you think that you can't, but really it's just that you don't know how. So I'm here to show you what I know so that you can learn how and start changing in a way that's going to support you and also support the world being a better place. Because we need more joy. We need more love. So let's go. It's up to us. Let's go. So here are some affirmations that I want you to repeat to yourself as mantras. I want you to write these down. I want you to say them to yourself, say them to other people, share them, and use them as thoughts that you can think when you need to think a better feeling thought, okay? And if you like any of these, steal them. If you don't like them, leave them where they are. If you want to create your own mantra, if some of the wording in here doesn't fit for you, but you want to change a word, do that. Make it your own, okay? Here they are. You can repeat after me right now. You can also pair these with tapping, the emotional freedom technique, EFT tapping that I show you in other episodes too, to increase the power. Pair these with tapping. You're going to be high on your own supply. High on your own supply of joy, okay? When I feel good, I have the power to positively change the world. I use my joy to change the world for the better. When I show up with good feeling energy, I attract more good feelings and I inspire those around me. When I arrive anywhere, people feel the love that I've cultivated in my heart. This is the beautiful gift that I offer the world. My presence is a gift because I've intentionally created good feeling energy. I love that one. When I trust that my baseline is a state of joy, peace, and love, I allow this knowing to inspire others. It is okay for me to focus on what feels good, even when there is pain and suffering in the world. It is important that I focus on what feels good, because when I feel good, I naturally and easily inspire others to feel good too. Through the ripple effect, my choice to focus on feeling good changes the world. I love those. Like I said, if any of those resonated with you, write it down. Carry that Post-it note with you. Put it as a reminder on your phone. I want you to really use these. The more that you repeat these to you, they're going to become second nature. They're going to become part of your belief system. And so if you want any of these to become part of your belief system, put in the reps of thinking the thought over and over again. That's how you form a belief, by just repeating a thought to yourself. Now, I want to just remind you, I'm going to go over this quickly because this is, again, one of the best tools that you can have in your arsenal. I also want to send you to an earlier episode that I recorded on how to process your feelings somatically so that you don't emotionally suppress, because we are focusing on feeling good, and there's a fine line, because sometimes, especially if you have a history of emotional suppression, that can lead to overriding how you actually feel and contributing to some bypassing or toxic positivity. And we don't want to do that. We want to actually use the tools that we have to be able to move through feelings and let them go in a way that is actually letting them go and not just suppressing. So go listen to that episode where I talk about how you can actually let things go and use your body and use these somatic techniques to process, and go back and listen to the first episode. You can skip to the part where I actually share the anchor point tool. If you know, you know. I'm showing you right now how to train yourself, classically condition yourself like you're one of Pavlov's dogs to feel more joy. Know that just by you listening right now, you've contributed to the ripple effect. And especially if you use the tools that I teach and you use the affirmations and you share this with people, that ripple effect will just get larger. The positive impact that you leave will just get larger. So go ahead and send this episode to a friend. Leave a comment of what was the most resonant for you. I want to hear if you also have a story like the one that I shared today about witnessing the ripple effect in action. I want to hear it. I want to hear maybe you were on the other side of the ripple effect. I want to hear it. Somebody inspired you. I'm sending you off with a big hug. Go ahead and follow the podcast. You can find me on social media. It's my name, Talya Matz. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram. I go live on TikTok pretty regularly, so that's also fun if you want to see more of me there. Or you can sign up for my newsletter. That's the best way to stay connected. You'll hear when I share new offerings, and you'll also get to read my writing and hear more of my stories. I also do one-on-one coaching work with people, so if you really want to go deeper and you really want to get the rewiring going on for you, let's get after it. I love doing this work with people who really are hungry for it. So if that's you, I do have spots for one-on-one coaching. You can send me an email or go to my website to fill out an inquiry form there, and we'll talk. That's all for now. Thank you so much for being here. I love this community. I love you. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm sending you off with love. Keep up the work. Keep being the forces for change by focusing on your good feelings. Know that it matters. And none of us do this work in isolation or in a vacuum. So get out there and spread that love with as many people as you can, because Lord knows that we need more love. We need more joy.